over.
Cheers. Smile.
There's a lot of new innovations and announcements here taking place at the show.
So there have been evolution of inkjet printers, evolution of higher resolution printing quality.
Somebody finally did it.
This machine is unique.
We were the first out with a single pass, and we continue to develop the technology.
My name is Darren Merner. I'm the CEO of Stockpiles. We're a website that is a marketplace for excess paper. We started in early 2015, so we launched the website in April. Since that time, we've got registered users from 6 to 8 countries around the world. So it is a global marketplace, not just a US-based marketplace. Month over month, we continue to increase the amount of traffic that we get to the website and the amount of activity that is occurring in the marketplace as well. My partner and I, David Barnes, he has been a broker for years and has had a lot of people that he's come in contact in the industry who has, there have been canceled orders or excess paper left over from jobs where they've ordered larger amounts of paper than what they actually needed. And it seems to be a common problem that people have where there is just excess or obsolete paper inventory out there, large pallets or rolls sitting around in the back of a warehouse somewhere. And even here at this show at GraphExpo, as we've talked to commercial printers, one of the common responses that we get when we talk about our business is, oh yeah, we've got 3 pallets here, or 8 pallets here, 4 rolls here that we've been trying to find something to do with for the last 2 years. And now that we know a place that we can post it's great. I think we're very unique, and that's one of the other responses that we've gotten here at GraphExpo is, oh wow, I always thought there should have been something like you. And, man, it's great that somebody finally did it. We in the several months that we've been in business, we continue to get that response. There's just nothing else in the marketplace like it.
A lot of small printers today are still using analog technology. They're still making film, still have image setters, difficult to get parts for those devices. The new machine, this is the Glunson Jensen ICTP PlateWriter 3600 Pro. This allows them to stay with an inkjet or a CTP technology, bring it in-house. It's an inkjet computer-to-plate making system designed for the small to mid-sized commercial printer, small newspaper, ideal for in-plant operations. It utilizes inkjet technology to write the image onto a non-photosensitive lithographic plate. The plate then goes through the integrated finishing unit. It's baked, gummed, dried, and it's press ready. The plate will run on virtually any 2-up, 4-up, or 8-up press, and it'll run up to 50,000 impressions.
The fact that we provide freight options and we help with the financing in terms of transferring the money from the buyer to the seller, and that's a really unique value proposition. We expect this to become even more global over time.
It's the PlateWriter Pro 3600 is ideal because it's very low cost compared to traditional CTP. It's self-contained, so there's no photosensitive chemicals involved, no processing chemicals involved, versus a traditional CTP system, which is many, many $1,000s more, requires a plate processor and chemicals, disposal costs and things of that nature. So again, for a small to mid-sized printer making a few hundred plates to maybe up to 1,500 plates per month, it's very ideal and very cost effective.
We expect that to only increase as more and more people find out about us, and as people come to realize the kind of values that you can find on stockpiles. I think the mills and the manufacturers are really excited about our marketplace as well. We have several features on the site that actually can help limit where the supply goes to. So we can mark some things for international distribution only, or if they're concerned that there's some sort of channel conflict and they don't want to sell directly to commercial printers, then we can limit that so that it only goes to wholesale distribution. So they've actually responded pretty well.
We can image a traditional 2-up plate in approximately 3 minutes, and then to finish the plate, which is the baking, gumming, and drying of the plate, it's another 4.5 minutes or so. So we can have a complete press-ready plate in approximately 8 minutes. The PlateWriter Pro 3600 is the 4th generation of inkjet system. So in 2004, we did a technology demonstration here at GraphExpo. We commercialized the product in 2005. We introduced the 2nd generation system in 2008, the 3rd generation in 2012, and now we're here with the latest technology, the 4th generation. So there have been evolution of inkjet printers, evolution of higher resolution printing quality, benefits to additional speed. So with the 4th generation system, we have the ultimate in inkjet CTP.
Storage for a pallet or roll of paper, it can be costly. We've seen anywhere between $75 and $150 a year to store a single pallet or a single roll. And that gets expensive. When that stuff starts to pile up in the back of the warehouse, it becomes a nuisance. So one, clearing out that space, saving some costs. A lot of cases, this is inventory that's been written down to 0 on the balance sheet. So if you can reclaim some value from that, that's great. The other thing is just the environmental aspect of it. Recycling is one aspect, and I know that's a huge thing that the industry is focused on right now, but reuse or repurposing is an even higher environmental way to remove the waste. We think that we have an option here for a lot of sustainability groups or a lot of companies that are concerned about the environment and the impact of wasting extra paper, that this provides a really good outlet for that.
Okay, so what we have here is the Amiga 36. It's a laminator device as well as a sleeking device. And when we say sleeking, what we do is we impression a foil material or a hologram material over top of any digital toner or ink. So what it allows us for is to do specialty spot finishing over variable data or the entire sheet. So the machine that you see here is a 36 wide centimeter with the automatic feeding head. So this automatically feeds the sheets in to the heated nip roller system. And then as we go through, we take up our material on the backside for doing the sleeking. This material can be used up to 5 separate times, even over the same image area. Lamination film is a single-use process. This film on here is the sleeking film. So it impressions over top of the digital ink and toner, and then we take that back up again. And laminate film, we fuse film to the paper and the ink, and that sheet coming out the backside is completely fused. Whereas this process that's unique now is we are just impressioning the image area of the digital toner or digital ink. It works with the HP, the Xerox, the Ricoh, all the digital presses pretty much. Their technology, our sleeking foils have been developed to adhere to their inks and toners. So it requires the heat and pressure to allow the inks to liquefy themselves to fuse it. So as you can see, the sheets are going through. And these sheets here, as they exit out the backside, you can see where the ink is. It now has that hologram effect that's come from the film. This film, or this sleeking film, is only adhering to anywhere. And what we have is we have gold foils. So what we've done on this sheet is we've laid down a gold foil spot over that area. So that gold foil was put down with a digital toner that was printed on top of this lamination film. This print was printed first, and then we laminated with a leather grain laminate that you can probably see the film. So we got a film that is now acting as a barrier between our toner and now the surface area. So we put this into the press, and we printed this logo on top of our laminate film. And when we did that, it will adhere to the film, and then it goes through this process using a gold foil material instead of the hologram, and this gold foil adheres to where the toner is. So that causes that unique spot effect with 100% registration. 2 passes through the printer, and then 1 pass for laminate, and 1 pass for the gold foil, the sleeking process. And the beauty of it is now everything can be variable data. Everything can be different on every sheet going through the machine. This machine is unique because it has the whole take-up system that allows the material to be wound back up to be reused again. So the hologram material can be reused up to 5 times. The foil is 100% transfer. So the foil material is transferred at 100%, so you can't reuse the foil in that area that it's been utilized on the roll. We developed the technology with Comfy. Comfy out of the Czech Republic is the manufacturer, as well as GMP in Korea. They've developed the technology. It requires high pressure at the nip roller point with a very high durometer rubber roller on the bottom, because it takes extreme pressure in order for that to fuse to the ink.
toaster. So here we have, because you can't tell the temperature of your products when you drink them, right? So now we have a great example of how we can put a cold cup of water on the sensor, and you can see how the LED switch goes to cool. We take our cold cup of water off and we replace it with a hot cup of coffee. And there you have it, it's now hot. So combination of surface-mounted LEDs and screen-printed conductive inks and graphics, and here's the skill set of the new printing industry, combining all these things to create something that's more functional, more interactive, and more drawing in.
So the beauty of this, anyone doing traditional laminating, they can do all their traditional laminating, but now it opens up the world of being able to do all the specialty effects that a lot of clients are looking for nowadays. This machine can run at about 25 meters a minute, and then we can go up in production as required or down. So this is a mid-level production device. This is being launched at the GraphExpo. The base model, Comfy has built the base model for several years, but they have now integrated the whole release liner take-up system with special plates in here that allows this process. So this is the launching of the new product. This was never deemed possible before. We know the cost of what it is to do dyes and foil, but now that we can just do this with total variable data on the fly, it now brings it to a cost point where anybody can offer it.
Well, we did do a press release regarding that, yeah, and I really can't comment on that, really. Memjet, we're a technology provider for the print market. We provide a newer inkjet technology based on MEMS. So what that really allows us to do is to impact within I have a print head here. There's actually, within this, there's 7,000 nozzles within this print head. So what that does for our technology partners is it allows them to print very, very densely. Well, right now we have roughly 35 OEM partners, and they're in a variety of different markets. So in a wide format market, they actually take 5 of these heads and stitch them together up to 42 inches long, and then allows them to print very quickly, signage, CAD, anything you might use for wide format. We also have partners that sell into, they create web presses. So in those areas, they take the heads and they put the heads in parallel to 5 heads in a row. So it allows you to 5x the speed, still at that 1600 DPI. Our business model is to provide the technology to our partners. So we provide the print head and the ink, and then the technology partner builds the paper transport and the mechanism around the machine. The advantage of our technology is that it is newer. And really we found the OEMs can offer that technology to their end customers for roughly, in some cases, up to like half the price. So it really enables them to come to a market with a solution that's much more affordable and then much more, less costly to run over time. Well, on the web press side, we have a couple partners here. Movement in that direction is more recent. So having said that, we're still talking with many OEMs about how they could utilize the technology. So I think you'll find over time there'll be much higher adoption. There's always going to be, within the print industry, competitors. We like to think we were the first out with a single pass, and we continue to develop the technology. So I think you'll see next year we'll be announcing some new things. So I would say, keep posted on that. It could have been. I'd have to say it's not, but I'm sure they looked at the technology, and made their own internal decision, and what type of a head to use and things of that nature. We like to think the technology itself is very usable across many, many industries. But obviously, having said that, there's competition out there. So if you think about the printing industry, there's always going to be consumables. It's probably a matter of just their own internal decision-making process in terms of what technology to run with. As I mentioned, we do talk with many, many OEMs. So I think over time the adoption will continue to increase. Well, we did do a press release regarding that. Yeah, and I really can't comment on that, really.
That's
yeah.
fine.
We do have, as I mentioned, about 35 partners currently. I think you'll see some new announcements, say, over the next 5 months with some additional partners coming on board. So we're continuing to see growth, especially in the industrial areas. So that'll probably be the big push for us kind of moving forward into that space. And we are planning to have a booth at Drupa next year. So I think you'll see some new announcements coming around that time also. Yeah, all the partners are doing very well. I think if you walk by the booths, here at the show, we have 10 partners here at Graph. The feedback has been very, very positive. The technology really provides the highest resolution in inkjet at the fastest speed with very, very, low cost of entry. So I think that's probably the three key things about the technology.